Finally, about the 9th year, and the summer of the 10th year, lifts her head above the surface, lifts her forehead from the waters, and begins at last her workings. Now commences her creations on the azure water ridges, on the mighty waste before her. Where her hand she turned in water, there arose a fertile hillock. Wheresoe'er her foot she rested, there she made a hole for fishes. Where she dived beneath the waters, fell the many deeps of ocean. Where upon her side she turned her, there the level banks have risen. Where her head was pointed landward, there appeared the wide bays and inlets. When from the shore she swam a distance, and upon her back she rested, there the rocks she made and fashioned, and the hidden reefs created, where the ships are wrecked so often, where so many lives have perished. Thus created were the islands, rocks were fastened in the ocean, pillars of the sky were planted, fields and forests were created. Checkered stones of many colours, gleaming in the silver sunlight, all the rocks stood well established. But the singer, Väinämöinen, had not yet beheld the sunshine, had not seen the golden moonlight, still remaining undelivered. Väinämöinen, old and trusty, lingering within his dungeon, 30 summers altogether, and of winters also 30. Peaceful on the waste of waters, on the broad sea's yielding bosom, well reflected, long considered, how unborn to live and flourish in the spaces wrapped in darkness, in uncomfortable limits, where he had not seen the moonlight, had not seen the silver sunshine. Thereupon these words he uttered, let himself be heard in this wise, Take, O moon, I pray thee, take me thou, O sun above me, take me thou, O bear of heaven, from this dark and dreary prison, from these unbefitting portals, from this narrow place of resting, from this dark and gloomy dwelling, hence to wander from the ocean, hence to walk upon the islands, on the dry land walk on wander, like an ancient hero wander. Walk in open air and breathe it, thus to see the moon at evening, thus to see the silver sunlight, thus to see the bear in heaven, that the stars I may consider. Since the moon refused to free him, and the sun would not deliver, nor the great bear give assistance, his existence growing weary, and his life but an annoyance. Burst he then from the outer portals of his dark and dismal fortress. With his strong but unnamed finger opens he the lock resisting. With the toes upon his left foot, with the fingers on his right hand, creeps he through the yielding portals, to the threshold of his dwelling. On his knees across the threshold, throws himself head foremost forward, plunges into deeps of ocean, plunges hither, plunges thither, turning with his hands the water, swims he northward, swims he southward, swims he eastward, swims he westward, studying his new surroundings. Thus our hero reached the water, rested 5 years in the ocean, 6 long years and even 7 years, till the autumn of the 8th year, when at last he leaves the waters, stops upon a promontory, on a coast bereft of verdure. On his knees he leaves the ocean, on the land he plants his right foot, on the solid ground his left foot, quickly turns his hands about him, stands erect to see the sunshine, stands to see the golden moonlight, that he may behold the great bear, that he may the stars consider. Thus our hero Väinämöinen, thus the wonderful enchanter, was delivered from his mother, Ilmatar, the Ether's daughter.